recording. Hello everyone. Thank you for watching the video, if you're watching it later, or for being here tonight to take part in the webinar. We'll be presenting to you a new resource tool that will kind of tie back into how the MOOC started, and that's to prepare people for the NABCEP PV Installer test. This is really a resource that can be valuable to anyone who wants to learn about solar in general. What it is, okay, first of all, is it's a branching culmination of resources all connected together. We have a plethora of static information that has been pulled together into one beautiful tool called IdeaTree, which is a software program created by Ron Newman. He's with us tonight, and I'll be introducing him shortly, and he'll talk about the actual software program and how it works. First of all, I'm going to give you a little background on how we are using IdeaTree and why, and exactly what it is. So, start with, if I can get this. Here we go. All right, so we are SolPowerPeople. Our goal is to educate as many people as possible in solar so that renewable energy can become more accessible to the entire world. Many people throughout the world want to understand solar, how to use it, what it can do for them, how to prepare for the future, how to reduce our impact on the planet, and how to apply it to get a job and to do the work that we need to do in order for this to grow. Solar can only grow if we understand it. The biggest obstacle is education, and in order to embrace something, you have to understand it. So our goal as a company is to assist as many people as we can in getting there, and in doing that to help renewable energy grow, to make solar power more accessible to everyone. So first of all, this is what we're going to be talking about tonight, my IdeaTree. This is a NABCEP PV Installer Resource Guide Reference Tool. This is just a picture of the website, so this link won't work. I'm sorry to interrupt my own self, but can you hear me okay, Ron? I'm getting some weird cutouts.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay,
sounds good.
All right. So our website is SolPowerPeople.com, and I'll show you on our website where to find our IdeaTree in just a moment. This is the beginning of why we are using IdeaTree to make a valuable culmination of resources for everyone. Here's an example. This is a small amount of the resources available at my house. This is the NEC 2011, an American National Electric Code standard that you'll need to really get your head around in order to pass the NABCEP PV Installer exam. Mike Holt's Solar Photovoltaic Systems, Understanding the NEC Requirements for, and Jim Dunlop's Photovoltaic Systems, and a large stack of Solar Pro magazine. That's a lot of pages. That's thousands of pages of resources. And you may not know where to start. You know, when you are studying for this exam or trying to learn solar, knowing, you know, where to start is it can get you spinning in circles, you know. This is a website that will give you many resources that will lead you in the right direction to prepare for the NABCEP exam, which will be something you'll need to pass in order to really, truly move forward in this industry in the United States. Not to say that you have to have this to work. Many people don't. But if you can achieve this, it will take you farther. Then it'll help you get there sooner. Okay, so here you see the red arrow pointing to the resources. If you go to nabcep.org, click on the resources button there on the left. It will take you to a sheet. This is a screenshot from there that gives you a list of possible resources that you can that you can find online just by following these links. A lot of these resources given are full textbooks. Here is Understanding NEC Requirements from Mike Colt, one of the books I have in my stack. A guide to photovoltaic system design and installation. You can get this online as well. This is by Bill Brooks. Here's the NEC code, which is another book in my stack, and then all of these other ones, many of these 100 pages long or more. So this is a lot of resources for you to get through. Here's another long list of supplemental references, and that's not all that's there either. There's more than that. And I really want to point out these two at the bottom. These are two that I really find very useful. I've been advised by people who have passed the test that sometimes there's something you really need to get your head around, and by reading certain articles in these magazines will help you understand those concepts in a way that you may not have been able to understand them before. It's a real-world example of how it works. The NABCEP website also has a job task analysis. If you want to become certified, as you see under certification, there's PV Installer certification here. You click on that link and it will take you to this page that has a description and kind of wording that explains what it is. And then if you follow this link, it takes you to the solar PV job task analysis, the JTA. You'll hear it called that quite a lot. The JTA is a very, very, very long list of some things that are kind of simple and some things that are very complicated and some things that you probably won't really understand how to do them or even what they are until you're in the field and you have someone show you. That's one of the reasons why NABCEP has now started to increase the amount of installations that are required in order to sit for the exam in the first place. This is a great list to go through as you're studying. If you understand everything in this JTA, you're really one step ahead of the game. You're way ahead of the game. So, what we've tried to do with IdeaTree, we have taken this solar PV job task analysis and we have tried to tie it into one website through IdeaTree that links all of those useful resources and articles directly to the topic in the JTA. So when you look at this list, now I'm going to back out of my slideshow and show you the list, and I'll do that in just a moment. When you look at the list, you'll see why this tool is so valuable. This is another resource. This is one that I highlighted or mentioned in the list of supplemental resources from the NABCEP.org website. Home Power Magazine is a great resource. There's a specific article in there called NEC Code Corner, and the Code Corner articles are written. Many of them are by an expert, John Wiles, who writes very well, and it's easy to understand and fun to read. Home Power Magazine is full of great articles that will help you get your head around these concepts that can be kind of complicated. You can go to their website and search for a specific expert by name. You can search for a topic. You can search for an article if you know the name. And I'll talk more about that when I explain the IdeaTree. If that's not enough, then there's another professional magazine online, and that's SolarPro. SolarPro is another great resource online that you can search for articles for free, just like Home Power. You can only go so far on some of these things without creating an account. It doesn't mean that you have to pay anything. You just have to enter your information and register with them. SolarPro actually also will let you have a print copy for free. I don't usually promote paper use, but I love to have the magazine in my hand as well. So if you are a really tactile person and you want to take it with you more easily, you might sign up to get the Solar Pro paper copy, but you still can't get the back issues without ordering them online. But the great thing is they are all there for you online. Okay, so here's just screen captures of the website. We'll go there in just a moment. This is the idea tree, the flow chart for ideas that we've been working with Ron to create. The way that this got started, first of all, is we are on a tour. Well, SolPowerPeople is traveling all through the country training people in solar PV. We happen to be in Santa Fe doing a workshop, and Richard Stovall, our CEO, who initiated the SolarMOOC and also Idea Tree, ran into Ron Newman, and a light bulb went off. And they started talking, and together, and we've started this Idea Tree website. And I've done a lot of work plugging in the articles and getting it set up for you. So you can see here, there's more than one use of this software, and Ron will explain a few more ways that you can use it when I pass it over to him momentarily. This is a screenshot of our website, and this is our new tool. So it explains here exactly what it is. Can you shut that door, please? Thanks. This is the introductory page. It explains exactly what my Idea Tree NABCEP PV Installer Resource Guide Reference Tool is, and it gives you a link that will take you right to it. And rather than spend much time with this slide, we're just going to go there. So, all right. So, first of all, here's our website. If you were to just log in to the SolPowerPeople website, you would be here. Give it 1 second. Right on the scroll here shortly, you'll see the Idea Tree that you can just click right on, this beautiful flowing scroll. But you can also, there it is, ready? Wait for it. You can also go here to Resources, and it's right here, My Idea Tree NABCEP PV Installer Resource Guide. Just click on that. All right, so here we are. The purpose of this tool is to provide a live link, clickable index to the secondary resources of the NABCEP PV Installer Resource Guide. All the resources that you see there, they're not all in the Idea Tree. We will be continuing to add more resources to our Idea Tree over time. The beautiful thing about this software is that if you're interested, you can help us add resources to this tool. You can be invited as a administrator or a contributor, and then you can work with us and add resources and comment and help this Idea Tree grow. It's built upon the same kind of concept as the MOOC is, you know, basically with the community of people working together, we can share ideas and all basically water the roots of the renewable energy movement and make it grow faster together. More heads are better than one. You know, more people together can make a stronger force. You click here on the button. As much as I don't like computers, sometimes it's pretty convenient at the click of a button how much you can find out. So here's a link to our Idea Tree that's embedded. This isn't the actual website, so when you're building an Idea Tree, you'll be in Ron's software online that we showed the image of earlier in the slideshow. But you can access this from here. It says here, click here to follow and follow this link for instructions and information. That's just going to take you back to the screen we were just at that explains the Idea Tree. the NABCEP PV Installer JTA. These are all of the subjects in the NABCEP PV Installer JTA. The C is critical, the I is important, and the U is useful. Let me move my little button here. Here we go. This is a NABCEP PV Installer JTA. You scroll down, you'll see what I mean about the list here. Let me make this a little bit easier to see. Okay, so page by page, you can see this is a 19-page document. Verifying system design is broken up into several different topics. We hope to soon have courses and idea tree maps that build around these specific topics as well, but that's a work in progress. As you see here, verifying system design, we have color-coded dots. The color codes are explained here. The green is critical, the red is important, and the purple is useful. So you can see here, green are the critical ones, and so on and so forth. Now I'm just going to scroll through this so you can see how many things there are here that you want to know. Now, one thing I want to say, first of all, is when I first read this, my mind kind of swirled down a spiral, and I was like, oh my God, how am I ever going to know all this stuff? I'll have to work in solar for years before I understand this, and really, yeah, that's true, but now that I've been over it and I've been studying it, I understand a lot of it, and it is doable. So if you apply yourself, you just stick with it, don't give up. You don't pass the first time, and I didn't. You will. You can take the test over and over again. I don't know how many times you can take it, but I know that you can take it enough times until you pass it if you really want to. So back to our idea tree. So basically, C is critical, the red, I is important, I think that was green, and U is useful, which is purple. These are going to go in a clockwork fashion, as in the same order that they go in the JTA. Tunnel to verify system design. This is what's awesome. Okay, watch this. We're going to click on this. It takes us to an idea tree map that will explain many topics from the verifying system design it breaks down subtopics and gives a resource where you can find information on that specific subtopic. So the topic is verifying system design.
Sarah,
yes.
I'm still seeing the text screen that you had earlier.
Okay, which one is the one with the JTA?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we'll just give it a second. There's probably a bit of a lag.
Okay. Very good.
Will you let me know when you see it?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what we have here and what will soon show on the screen is a mapping of ideas that will help you figure out where to go first. It's not going to, there's not a resource, or at least we haven't found a specific article in a magazine or a resource for every single topic in the JTA yet. That is, again, why we would welcome anyone that has, if you have a resource that you know of that you'd like to link up with one of these topics and put them into the idea tree map for everyone to see. So we'd welcome that information. You can contact us on our website through the Contact Us button. My name is Sarah Raymer, although I believe it says on the screen that I'm Richard Stovall, and that is because when I was setting this up, I had a malfunction on one of my computers, and I wasn't able to set it up with my name in there properly. So if you want to contact any of us, you can, but I'm taking care of the idea tree for the most part, and I believe it says that on that intro page. My email is SRAYM as in Mary, ER @SolPowerPeople.com. We can add you as a person. I think, is it, Ron, is it called an administrator? When you can
invite other people?
Yeah.
Everybody can do that. It's just a normal account, yeah.
Okay. So we can invite you, and you can be part of it, and you can add and help us make this thing grow. Still not seeing it, huh?
No, it's back to the first page of the JTA. It's changed a couple times, but it's not back to the it's not back to the map.
Sorry, I didn't realize that I was going to boggle the computer so much by scrolling through an Adobe PDF document. I'll put that in my notes for future. Be careful scrolling through complex Adobe PDF documents on the webinar. Any minute now, we'll be able to talk about this. Well, first of all, let me introduce Ron while we're waiting for this, and then I'll explain the idea tree a little bit more. Ron met, again, like I said, met Richard Stovall in Santa Fe, and he's the whiz behind this software. He designed this and has worked with us faithfully to iron out any sort of complication that we had or to help us figure out what we were doing wrong. And he's a great guy with a lot of skills. Ron, do you want to say hello? I think that people can probably see you on the screen when you talk.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Sarah. Yeah. Yeah, as soon as we'll do this, we'll be talking about other ways of using this in small groups. Sarah and I have talked about some ideas. There's lots of different ways to do this. Oh, there we go.
You got it?
I got it.
Okay. All right. So I'll finish up real quick, and then I'll let Ron take over. So here's the tunnel to the NABCEP Installer JTA. So I'm going to go back to that. This is the initial screen, as I was saying, the idea is roll around in a clockwise fashion. C is critical, I is important, U is useful. This is the first topic, the next three are the second topic, the next three are the fourth topic, and so on. If you click on one of these tunnels, it will take you to the idea tree map for that topic. And then these are the subtopics you'll see on the JTA. One of them is addressing the aesthetic concerns. And then if you click on this article that we found in Home Power magazine, it will tell you, you'll go straight to that website that will take you to that specific article where you can find out everything that, basically, this isn't going to tell you maybe every single thing that you'll ever need to know about that, but this is going to be a great resource to get your head around the kind of things that you need to understand. You'll then click on view the article, and it'll take you to a PDF document, which I'm not going to open, but that's where you get it. Then we want to go back. See, that's going to open in a new tab. So we'll go back. You can close them out as you're done with them, and so on and so forth. We'll go to different ones, and they'll react different ways depending on how their website is set up. But still going to take you to where you need to go. I have a Solar Pro account. It's free, so it'll take me to the page, and it says, hey, if you want to look at that article, you have to log in. And then once you log in, it takes you right to the article. So again, no problem, and you can see full of great information to help you understand that pitched roof PV mounting. And that's going to help you get your head around the concept of evaluating the roof condition. I'm not going to say that this is every single thing. Every subtopic isn't in here, but you could spend hours and find lots and lots of information here that will help you get your head around the JTA topics. And there are probably useful things in these articles that do tie back to other topics and other maps. You might open an article here that you also would open in another map, and it would be the same article because they overlap. There's a few of these maps that don't have a lot in them because we didn't have resources available to plug in, and we'll be adding as we go. And again, welcome anyone to help us with doing that. I'm not going to go through this too much more. You've basically seen how it works. But as you can see, some of them are a little small, but they'll keep growing. And we would love it if you'd help us do that. I'll take you back by clicking on the tunnel back to the JTA. And there we go. That's the idea tree map. So we're happy to have it. Thanks to Ron. And we hope that you can all find some time to get through those things. I'm going to pass the screen over to Ron now so that he can show us what he's got and talk more about the idea tree software. Okay.
Okay, can you see my screen yet?
Not yet. I think you might need to go to the Quick Start tab at the top and click on Share My Desktop.
I see it. Okay. Let me know when you see.
Yep. It's a teal screen. There you go. It's coming in. It's just, there we go.
All right, good. Yeah, thanks. Richard and I actually met at a business networking event here in Santa Fe, and he had just driven, I don't know, all day, all night, a bunch of hours to get here, and it was a fortuitous meeting. So we started talking, and the first idea was to do organize these documents, which is a natural fit. And Sarah and I have been talking also about some other uses that we'd like to see you try out. What Idea Tree is really designed for was small groups to get together and share information and get at the group mind of the best ideas and help each other and share documents and share ideas and comments and so forth. So I'm just going to show you how you use the program. It's very simple. This is the home page here. It's www.myideatree.com. If you just type in ideatree.com, you'll go to some business in Dubai. So you type in myideatree.com, and you get to this home page here. This is the concept here. It runs in the cloud, which just means it runs on a central server. And we're connecting these nodes or boxes. Each one of them links to something on the web. So these can be anything you can find on the web can be connected together. If you have ideas of your own, you want to just type something up, there's ways in Idea Tree to put those onto the web using services like Google Docs or Campfire. There's a bunch of different places you can just put a thought on the web and make it available to people. So an Idea Tree then connects those together in this network. There's a video here you can watch, which we'll talk about in a minute, because another idea that we've talked about is after you've already studied and you passed all the certifications and you're in the field, you can also use this as a way to coordinate with your customers and your clients. So that's what this video talks about, because and there's a case study here of web development, since that's what I'm most familiar with, and how to coordinate with what your customer. A lot of times you go off and do a lot of work and footwork and legwork, getting prepared and so forth, and they don't really know what you're doing, and so when it's done, they can maybe not buy into it completely. And so if you can show, here's the steps I'm going through, here's where we are in the process, and show them graphically where you are, and they can also contribute their ideas. Then everybody's on the same page, everybody's involved, and when you finish, people tend to be much happier, especially when you're working with large organizations where there's lots of people who have ideas. Okay, so I'm just going to log in here, show you how this works and what Sarah's been doing to generate these maps. Here's a list of maps, and you see one down here for SolPower. Well, my submit button is off the screen, so I can't see it.
Is it a matter of the software clipping off the edge?
It's this web program, the WebEx we're using. Yeah, it doesn't show you the whole screen.
Well, we can open one of my maps if you'd like, but that would be mean taking the screen back.
Let me see. We'll get in here.
That's weird. I don't understand why it does that. Here we go.
Okay. But I really want to show you how we can drag things in here, and that's only on this browser.
Would you like me to open up in my screen and then pass the mouse control over to you?
Well, I'll just use this browser. So if you want to, here we're starting with nothing. And so you just, like I said, everything on here is a link. So you just drag something from the docket up here down onto the page. Drag something else. And then if you drag between these two, it'll connect them, showing that they're related. So I'm going to drag from this one to that one, and now they're connected. Let's drag one of a different color, connect those two together. Each one of these, if you click on it, you can delete it and so forth. One thing we can do is add the name of the page. So, and then you type in a URL here. And then we'll say submit. And now that, which one did I? You can view, and it'll take you to a website. You can also change shapes of these. So if you want to change the look of your map, see this one changed. There's various combinations here. You can see it change as I click. You can change colors. So I'm going to make it a red. And that's useful if you want to know different things, different subject areas and so forth. And finally, you can change the size. If something is particularly important, you want to emphasize it, you can make it larger or smaller. And all these you access by just clicking the node itself. Another key concept is that things relate in certain ways. So you can say, you can label, this reminds me of that. And I'm going to click this here. And there's some predefined ones. Oops, that's not working. We'll come back to that because this is a new version we're looking at. And close this. Now, another concept that's very important is we want to get everybody's ideas on the map. And so each node has a comment feature. So you just type in whatever link you want. I'm just putting junk characters. And it'll put a comment that's associated with that node. You just keep adding more. So that as you're studying for tests, you're sharing documents and ideas, and this is a way to have a running conversation about everything in the map. And as I'll show you in a minute, these maps can get pretty large. And so at the end, you can say, go over here to these summaries and summarize all the comments that are made on every node in the map. We have 2 now because I just entered them. So I've entered, let's enter some more here. And if I go back and summarize, you'll see 2 nodes and all the comments on each one. You can also view the entire map as text, and let's get a larger map. Here's a larger one, for instance. It's just a text outline, and that gives you exactly the same information as this map, which is visual. This map also shows the concept of clusters, which means let me make a new node here. Any new node I make, if I drag it up here to the upper right, there's a little tiny icon, and I can say give it a subject. It puts it into that cluster, and any node that you want, you can just drag into there, and it will insert it in the same cluster. So things that have similar subjects can be clustered together. You can drag it out, it does just the opposite. I'm taking this, dragging it out of there, and it goes away. If I want to get rid of the cluster, I just drag the last one out, and it completely deletes. It's gone. So that's a handy way of clustering things together. And then also what Sarah's done a lot of is you can cluster maps together. We call them tunnels, but it's ways of drilling down. Like you have one map, you have another one, and another one. You link between maps. You can select your maps up here, which lists everything that you have access to. But if you want to link to a map that's directly related to this one, there's another way of doing it, and that's through this tunnel. And it just gives you a list of all your maps that you can tunnel to and creates this tunnel. Now when I click on this, it goes to the map that I selected, which is another one. And there's always a return tunnel automatically given to you. So I just tunnel right back to where I was. Just think of it as a linking to something that's similar. Let's see, what have I left out? Inviting. You start out just with these maps or your private maps. If you want to invite other people, you can click invite, and here's the list of people I've invited and whether or not they've accepted. here's a list of people, all that are available to me that I can invite if I want. You just click on a name and click invite. And then they'll get a screen showing, well, they'll get this screen here where you say accept. Here's all the invitations that I've gotten from other people, and I just accept the ones I want. Once you've invited people and they've accepted your invitation, then when you click this, click right here, it says access. This shows me everybody that can see the current map we've just been looking at. Let me go back here and show you the map. So this map can be seen and edited by all these people. These are the potential people. None of them can actually see it because I'll show you in a second. So say this guy here, I want to share with him this map, allow him to add his own nodes, edit things. He cannot delete your nodes, but he can add his own. He can connect things together and make comments. So I just click this little link that says allow, and you can see it in blue. Now he can immediately see that map that we're currently on. And you can do the same thing with everyone. So the concept is you build your own collaborative team of people that you can work with and allow them to see whatever maps you want. If you don't want them to see a certain map, just don't click any of the people in the access link. Okay, Sarah, do you want to demonstrate the Submit Idea Tree button? Do you have that up?
Yeah, I can take the screen back and do that. I also have a number of questions for you, so I'll show the button real quick, and then well, how about, well, while you have the screen, in case you want to use the screen to explain something, we'll do the questions.
Okay, sure.
Okay. So first of all, Jeffrey Johnson wanted to know, he had a few questions. One of them was, can you embed videos?
You can embed anything that's on the web. So if this link happens to, let's make this go to, I'm going to click this link and say YouTube. Now, when I click this and say View, it will open up a new tab that goes to YouTube. So if I link to a particular video on YouTube, it would open that video. So the concept is that the data is not kept on idea trees. So if you have something that's really sensitive, you don't have to worry about the data being stolen or anything, because it's still on your location, on your server. And same thing applies to YouTube. YouTube can do a lot better job with videos than I can do, so I let them do the heavy lifting, and all we're doing is linking to them.
Sounds great. I also like the fact that you can, I don't think you mentioned this, but you can just right-click on a node and give it a title. I like to build my maps. I built my maps kind of quickly doing that, and then I went back and added my links later sometimes.
That's something I forgot to show. I'll do it right now. If I right-click on this, it just says, it allows me to change the title immediately.
Right.
I can also, if I shift-click it, it automatically creates a connected node to it, and connects the two together. So I can create a map really quickly that way. Just keep going.
Shoot, I didn't know that. It's still more stuff for us all to learn. So the next question is, how is contributed content vetted for appropriateness? So what if you have a concern about people saying bad things or submitting something that's inappropriate? What do you?
Well, the owner, if you created the map, if you're the owner, and you see that by looking up here in the upper left, it'll say the name of the map, it says the owner, the name of the map, and a description. If that owner is you created this map, then you can delete anything that's in it. So
you just sort of have to keep up with it, and you have to sort of manicure it and keep an eye out for. Really, you wouldn't share your map with anyone that you didn't want, that you didn't trust, I suppose.
Right,
anyway.
Right.
Because you have to invite each person individually.
Exactly. And that's part of the process, you know, of building the team, is learning who you can trust and who you can't, who has the expertise in different subjects. So I see that as part of the value of working in a small team, is you learn things about the team by working together.
Right, right. One question was, is it similar to a mini cloud server? But I think you just answered that, and by saying that the links are stored rather than the actual data. So that is sort of what it is.
Right.
We didn't talk about the cost. Do you want to explain that?
You can, when you go back to the home page, there's a button at the bottom that says free trial. You click that and it shows you the different plans. It starts out free for 30 days. There's a free account, like a evaluation account. So it does everything except allow you to build the teams through invitations. Everything else you can do. And I think it's limited in the number of maps you can create, but basically the function is there. The next step up is $4 a month, but that also has a free trial. So when you sign up for that, the only difference is you have to put in your credit card, but it still doesn't charge you for the first 15 days. And then after that point, it's $4 per month, automatically rebuild. And what that does just give you the right to log in and use it as a subscription. Then the next step up, which is currently $7, allows you to do what you've done at SolPower, which is embed these maps into other websites that do not require any kind of login or any kind of membership. For if you have other people you want to show maps to but not allow them to edit them, then you get the right to embed that code in your own website, and that's the next step up.
Cool. So I think that's very affordable. And then one last question was, can tweets be linked? That's an interesting one, because Twitter is the newest, hottest thing that people are using to I talked to a representative at a conference not too long ago who said, at another company, who said that he spends up to 2 hours a day on Twitter. So I guess it's how would you embed a tweet, or I guess, I don't know, can you answer that?
I'm not a Twitter expert, but I can say a lot of web content, you know, you have the page address and then there's anchors within the page. And so it'll have the page address and then a pound sign and then something that tells you how far to go down in the page. If tweets have that, if they have a web address specific to that tweet, not to just the entire page, then yes, you can embed them. And I don't know if they do or not.
I don't either. Maybe we could try that real quick. Let's see. I guess links on tweets are linked, was the comment. Yeah, so if you wanted to tweet about something, you know, you would insert a link into your tweet. But you may not be able to, like, you know, insert a specific tweet.
The tweet itself. And yeah. I don't know the answer to that. That would be a good experiment.
Yes.
There's something else I forgot to show you, but is there another question?
Not yet, I don't think.
I use this so much I forget sometimes what's in it. Next to each one of these connections, there's a little tiny minus sign. And if you mouse over that, I'm going to click on it, and that whole branch goes away. So the purpose of that is to get things, if you don't want to work on a certain area of the map, you just want to clean it up temporarily, you can click on that minus sign and it goes away. It turns into a plus sign, you click it again, it comes back. So that's just a housekeeping thing.
So that's sort of like a minimizer. It doesn't delete it, it just
no.
For a minute.
Right. And then also, if you were the owner of the map, there's a lot of things that have been in this Tools menu. So I click Tools. I can change several things. I can change where the map is left to right or top to bottom. So now here's the same map displayed top to bottom. And then I can say, oh, another thing. You notice these are all, the computer's been placing these nodes for us, and what it does is try to reduce or eliminate these lines crossing each other to make it nice and clean. So it gives you a nice clean layout. And you can also do it manually. And initially it's going to be messy until you move things around. But in a second I'll show you a cleaned up one. So let's say manual. This is the same map, but now I can drag a node around and put it wherever I want. So let's move this down here, move this up here, and so forth. So that allows me to do my own placement. As you can see, that can cause lines to cross, and that's the reason it doesn't default to that initially. Because if I'm saying I want this node here no matter what, it's going to cross some lines. But that does allow you to do your own layout if you like. The other one is what it defaults to, and the reason is if you're working in a team, there's no argument. You know, you're not moving a node and somebody says, well, I wanted it someplace else. The computer just arbitrates for everybody. Reduces arguments.
So you want me to, I can show that button real quick?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, and also, I'm going, we only have, at this point, we've got Jeffrey with us, and he's the primary participant, and I'm going to unmute him. So Jeffrey, hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
So far, so good.
Yeah, I thought while I was switching screens and everything, you might, if you have any more questions, you could direct them straight to Ron.
Well, I had just one more question. When Ron was demonstrating, you could add a cluster at the root, I would say, of the tree. Can you add a cluster or a subcluster down further along a tree branch?
Oh, yeah. Can you still see my screen?
Yeah,
yes.
I didn't take it yet. Go ahead.
Add one here. I was going to call it test because it's working fast. And there's one in the middle. And then I can put this node in it. You see, it rearranged things because we didn't want to cross lines.
Yeah.
I can move that out. I can move this one in there. Another important concept is you'll see a lot on the web. There's tons of programs called mind mappers. This is similar to mind mapping, but it's actually called concept mapping. And the difference is you can connect things in circles. As you see, this one connects back to that. There's no restriction. Anything can connect to anything else. So I can take this node, connect it up to that one. And you can't do that in a mind map. Mind maps are strictly hierarchical. It's another minor point that's very important to know.
A quantum hologram.
Right.
It's holographic. I mean, it's holographic in the sense that each part can be related to all other parts.
Right. And you can actually make these connections. I can drag this node up here, and there's a little tiny icon here that allows you to connect many at one time. So let's just connect all these together, all of them to that node that I clicked in one swoop. And there's what it looks like. So that's occasionally useful. If you know that you have one node that you want to connect to a group, you can do that. And vice versa, you can unconnect them as a group. So I want to disconnect that node from all others, and it's now standing out here by itself.
Yes, that's what I meant by a hologram, because in a hologram, every piece of the hologram contains or is linked to every other piece.
Right.
So this is a way that you can, not that you want to get that complex, but at least in a sub clustering effect, you can multi-link back and forth without having to be linear in your tree.
Exactly. Yep. You could theoretically connect every node to every other node. It would be a rat's nest to look at, but...
Yeah, why would you do that? That's exactly
right. Oh, and also you can connect things in both directions. So if I draw back to that, see there's a line going one way and going back the other way.
I think there are even more things that you could do probably, and you just have to sort of play with it a little bit and recognize your own.
Right.
I'm going to also unmute Gary. Gary, I don't know if you're full attentive, but if you don't want to be unmuted, just remute yourself. Gary? Hello? Hello? Oh. I don't know, that didn't seem to work. Gary? Okay. So we'll not do that. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
So I'm going to go ahead and do what we did, what we talked about with the screen, and I'm going to take over the screen so that I can show how that button works. Is that okay?
Oh, I found a way to show it if you can't.
Oh, no, if you go ahead and do it. If you've already got control of the screen, that would be great.
Okay. Here I'm browsing, here I'm looking at Idea Tree. And in my browser I also have these other tabs of various things I just got at random off the Solar Power Useful Links site. So say I'm in this map, I'm logged in, I'm building a map, and I want to put this website into that map. There's a button up here at the top, says Submit to Idea Tree. I click that, and it automatically inserts it. So this, I don't have to edit it, I don't have to give it a title, I don't have to give it a link. It automatically links to that page. So if I click this, it'll open that same page back up again. So I can just browse through the web, and as I find interesting things, I can just click Submit to Idea Tree, and it will be collected in this map, and then I can connect them however I want. So that's basically how Sarah has been building these maps. It just goes through. You'll have to do a lot of cutting and pasting. You just click that button. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very clear. I would just make one comment that while perhaps building your own idea tree might be involving and take some time, I can immediately see its usefulness on a web page like at SolPowerPeople for linking information. It's a very, 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 very powerful. I commend you.
Good. Glad it helps. There's a video on the website before you log in, that video that I showed you earlier, if you want to see a case study of it, how it could be used in an actual working project. And there's also 4 other videos on a separate video page of how to use it, which basically shows you what I've already shown you here.
Awesome. The videos don't come through the WebEx very well unless we upload them and then play them in a different way.
Right. I'm just saying, yeah.
But we can go back and watch those later.
Right.
I was also thinking that this would be a great tool if you were laying out a project and you wanted, I know when I've been setting up problem sets or, working on, I haven't put together too many PV systems on my own, but I have done the work to learn how to do it. And in doing that, you accumulate specification sheets and spec sheets on inverters and modules, and you could input that data right here into an idea tree, and then you could have it all lay out there. You wouldn't have to print it out or keep referencing back to a specific web page again. So you could lay out your project and have it all nice there in one place.
Yeah, I see it as two things. Is a very valuable project management tool, but I have also been exposed to various databases for universities and businesses where shared data and ideas are needed. So I've never seen anything quite this flexible.
Awesome. Well, I hope that that this will help us get the word out there about this tool, and that we will, maybe get some, get the word out so that more people can use it. And Jeffrey, I hope that you'll give it a try and tell some people about it. And, we're going to post this video on our YouTube channel as we normally do, and we'll also have this. Have this in our newsletter by within 2 days, as usual. Ron, is there anything else that you wanted to say before we wrap up?
Oh, one last little thing. If you click the solution here, you can drag there's another kind of node. They're called solution nodes, and those can be voted upon. So if you're working with a group, and here it is here, you can put several of these on the map, connect them up to other things. When you click on it, you get an additional icon that says vote, and that allows you to have a discussion and then vote on which of the outcomes you want to implement. So I think I've covered it. Thank you very much, Sarah. Appreciate your work.
Yeah, thank you. I see here from your maps that mine have room to grow for sure. But they are doing what they're doing. They're functional, and they create a great all-in-one linked reference for people studying that JTA list. So I think we'll go ahead and wrap up at 7:02. So thank you, those of you that are here with us tonight, for tuning in. And tell everybody about Idea Tree. Read it, talk about it, and let's put this resource in some other people's hands. Thank you very much, Ron, for being here and for presenting your Idea Tree software for us. And thank you for helping me so much in the process of building our map. The best customer service that I've ever experienced, I think.
My pleasure.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So thank you very much. All right, I'm going to stop the recording. And until next time, guys, thank you so much. And good night, Ron.
Good night.
Good night, Jeffrey.
Ron is still on.
I know.
Yes.
I've got to push the stop button.
Oh, sorry. I'll send him an email. I have an idea for a client for him.
Okay, you guys go ahead and talk.
I'm still here.